Hello. Here's the second day of SOUNDTRAP in a middle school setting on Chromebooks. Last video we talked about making what I call a burger. I'll make that for you right now. A burger, this is how your students will do this, starts with a synth part, any old synth part, and please ask them to not do what you are doing, right? You should hopefully take a moment to listen to these and make sure they work together, that they line up. So there's a synth. There's some sort of bass directly underneath, and there's some sort of beat. Okay? And I didn't even listen. For the most part, those three work together. Just so happens to be fine. Now, what I'm looking out for here in the second lesson is students that are doing this. Those don't line up. And if you zoom in a little bit more, they might do something like that and think that they line up. Okay, so that's what I'm looking out for when they make their burger. I'm also looking out for them thinking that these are measures. These sections are not measures. They're showing you when the track repeats. So this is going to play something until measure 3, and then it's going to just repeat it. And that's fine. We want that. This one goes 4 measures before it repeats. Again, that's fine. Those notches help us line them up. Like, that doesn't look right. But I need to emphasize to them that we count the measures using the ruler at the top. And I'll say, okay, I'm going to turn off my loop bar. I'm done. I've made my burger. I don't need the loop bar anymore. So if my project's playing and it gets to the end, I need to come down here and hit stop to stop the cursor. Next up, I want to make a second burger. So I could go into the loops and find all of those sections. Like I could go type it in even. Organ fun 3. Why do I have caps lock on? Right. But that takes a long time, especially if you had a bigger burger. So instead, we are going to drag select. This is really hard for middle schoolers, at least my middle schoolers. High schoolers will probably have an easier time. But I have to take some time to teach drag select. And it's hard on their mouse pads. Their mouse pads are like this big, and they'll push down and with the same finger try to drag, and the mouse moves about this far, and then they're out of space. So I have to teach them on a mouse pad to click with one finger, and then use another finger while you're holding it down to scoot the mouse across the screen. Okay, I have to literally draw a rectangle on the board and do that so that they know to use 2 fingers. We are going to click in the blank space and hold it down, and now I can drag this big see-through box. This purple box is called a selection box. And I am going to touch all 3, and you'll see them change colors. And now when I let go, they're all darker. That means they're selected. Good. Your students will try to do this. First of all, they'll click in the middle and go like that. And then they'll try it again, and they'll go like that. They'll play that game until they realize what they need to do, starting from the top. But especially in bigger projects, this is huge. They will try to outline the entire burger perfectly. So I have to go out of my way to say, guys, do I need to cover the entire burger? No, it doesn't make any difference. All I need to do is make sure this purple box is touching all 3. So as long as I just get parts of them and let go, I'm fine. But if I had a burger over here, I might accidentally touch that burger if I go all the way over. Okay? Once they're all selected, you can let go. And I have 4 shortcuts that I show them, and I put them up on the wall. They're always there so they know what they are. First one is copy. You could right-click on their Chromebooks. It's 2-finger press. Copy. The shortcut I use is Control-C. Pasting is harder than you think in SOUNDTRAP. Here's how I've been teaching it, and it works better than it has in the past. You have to tell SOUNDTRAP where, left and right, to paste it. You also have to tell SOUNDTRAP up and down where to paste it. Today it doesn't matter, we only have 3 channels, but you'll see what I mean. So put your cursor where you want to paste it. I want it to start right at the end. I don't want to overlap. So put it right on measure 9. Then tell SOUNDTRAP up and down which channel to paste it in from the top down. So all I have to do is click on the top track, and you'll see it's really hard to tell in SOUNDTRAP, but this purple line means that this channel is selected. So when I hit paste, Control V, it's going to paste it here. We'll run into a problem with that with bigger projects, but for today, you'll be fine. I now have 2 burgers. Okay? Once they have 2 burgers, you are going to make this one a little bit of an introduction. So, and I teach them what an introduction means in earlier classes, so it's a good callback. Now, when I hit play, guys, songs do not just start out with boom, every single sound is playing at the same time. They come in one at a time for the most part. So we're going to make this more of an introduction with this first burger. I am going to click on the beat at the bottom so it lights up. Look down on your Chromebook, press the backspace button, and it will delete that track. Okay? Now, my song plays. And the beat doesn't come in until the second burger. And it sounds a little bit more like a more polished song. That part's pretty easy for them. Click on it, hit backspace to delete. I might stop there with 6th graders if I have time, and I have sometimes had the time to do this. We go on to the last step to make this intro. I want this track to start halfway through the first burger, and there's a way to do that. We are going to pretend like I have a pair of scissors, and I go up to the board, and I put this right next to that track, and I go, we're just going to snip it in half. This cursor is your pair of scissors. So you put the scissors where you want to snip it or split it, put it right in the middle. Tell SOUNDTRAP which one to split, this one or this one. All you got to do is click on it. Watch again. Put your cursor here. Which one does SOUNDTRAP split? This one. And then press Control E. I say Control Elephant. Control E. And it will split that in half. I now have 2 separate tracks. Will it sound any different? No. It doesn't sound different. I can just treat them differently now. I'm going to click on the first one so it lights up, and I'm going to hit backspace. Boom. And now I have a much more polished sounding introduction. Here comes the bass. 1, 2, 3, and beat. Okay. I call this with my students the upside down staircase. I'll go up to my big screen and say, you see how we have sort of an upside down staircase happening? That's exactly what we want to see. Okay? So we delete this bottom one. We delete half of the bass to make an upside down staircase. And we'll do this exact method for an intro in the first few songs that we make. And this would be it for the second lesson.